Do Jungkook's tears hide a deeper secret than just longing? What did Taehyung say in that embrace that shook the hearts of millions of ARMY around the world? The emotional reunion between two BTS members, Kim Taehyung and Jungkook, which had long been filled with mystery and hope, now shakes the Korean entertainment world. In what initially appeared to be a warm and nostalgic atmosphere, a single hug changed everything. That hug wasn't just a gesture of meeting between two longtime friends, but a moment full of meaning that made Jungkook cry openly in front of Taehyung, and more shockingly, in front of some people within BTS's internal circle and HYB itself. But what truly shocked people wasn't just the tears, it was what Taehyung said just before hugging Jungkook. It all started during a private reunion held by the management, supposedly to strengthen the emotional bond of BTS members after most of them completed military service. Though organized discreetly and with tight security, news of the meeting leaked to the media within hours. Rumors began swirling, but no one expected that the reunion would reopen old wounds that never truly healed between these two BTS icons. The hug that took place in the center room of the HYB practice building that night wasn't just an expression of longing. Jungkook, who is widely known for being calm and resilient, was seen crying for a long time in Taehyung's arms. Staff members who witnessed the moment even had to look down or away, as if knowing what they were witnessing was too personal to be captured. Several internal sources revealed that before the hug, Taehyung said something that suddenly silenced the entire room. There was no music, no laughter, no sound. Only Taehyung's soft voice, which for some reason caused Jungkook to freeze, before he walked over quickly and hugged his Hyung while crying like a child. What really happened in that embrace? Why would someone like Jungkook, with all the achievements and bravery he has displayed on global stages, break down into tears just because of one sentence from Taehyung? Another internal source stated that the hug was the climax of years of suppressed emotion. Jungkook and Taehyung had been known to be close since BTS's early career, but gradually, a distance between them became apparent as solo projects, public pressure, and internal company drama surfaced. Some even speculated that there were differences in opinion between them regarding the future of the group and each other's roles in BTS post-military. What exactly were the words from Taehyung that triggered those tears? In an exclusive interview that was just released to selected media outlets, Taehyung finally spoke out. With a heavy voice and a sharp but weary gaze, Taehyung revealed something he had never publicly shared. "I never hated him. I was just too tired to keep explaining myself every time the world seemed to separate us," Taehyung said quietly. That sentence referred to the rumors that had spread over the past 2 years about the strained relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook, about the moments where they seemed to avoid each other in public events, about how they never really appeared as close as they once were. Taehyung continued with a more emotional statement. "When I saw him standing across the room that night, I didn't just see Jungkook. I saw all the guilt, all the memories, all the unanswered questions. And when I said I missed him, I was actually asking for forgiveness." And when the word forgiveness came out of Taehyung's mouth, as witnessed by one of their senior choreographers, Jungkook seemed to lose control. He approached, hugged Taehyung, and began crying in silence. What started as a touching moment turned into a collective, unspoken cry from everyone in the room. Even the staff shed tears. "It wasn't just a reunion, it was a healing," said one HYB employee who requested anonymity, but the question still lingers. Why did Taehyung feel the need to apologize? What truly happened in their past that has never been revealed? Looking back, there were many moments where the awkwardness of their relationship became a topic of discussion. From absences in certain live broadcasts, stiff reactions when asked about each other, to the choice of drastically different solo career paths. Jungkook chose the international route with big collaborations and aggressive promotions, while Taehyung seemed more private and quiet in his approach. Now, after the reunion, ARMYs are left wondering, does this mean the two have truly reconciled? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger secret being revealed to the public? One thing's for certain. Ever since that hug, the internal atmosphere in BTS changed drastically. Sources revealed that after the reunion, There was a private conversation that lasted 3 hours between Taehyung and Jungkook in one of the members' private music studios. No managers, no bodyguards, just two old friends finally talking after a long silence. Jungkook himself has yet to make an official statement, but his post on weverse the day after the reunion drew global attention. He wrote a short sentence that sparked a worldwide frenzy among fans. Shockingly, days later, Jungkook canceled an international appearance and returned to Korea earlier than scheduled. Many speculated that this decision was directly tied to what happened during the reunion. Some fans believe that Jungkook wants to spend more time in Korea to rebuild his personal relationships, especially with Taehyung. Meanwhile, the reactions from the other members were just as interesting. Jimin wrote a brief comment on a fan post. "Finally, it's time." RM mentioned in a V-Live broadcast that the reunion was very personal and touching. Suga was reportedly rearranging several schedules to reconnect with the members, and Jeon, who just completed his military service, only smiled when asked about the reunion and said, "Sometimes we just need time and courage." Now, the public and armies around the world are asking, what comes next after this emotional moment? Will Jungkook and Taehyung make an official joint statement? Will this hug and those tears pave the way for a new BTS era, one that is more honest and healed? What's certain is that what happened that night wasn't just a reunion. It was an emotional eruption, a soul healing, and perhaps the beginning of a new story told more truthfully and maturely by two friends once separated by time, distance, and misunderstanding. Although the story of an emotional reunion between Jungkook and Taehyung sounds touching, emotionally deep, and sparks curiosity among ARMY and the general public, it must be objectively emphasized that there is no concrete evidence, no official confirmation, nor any credible documentation that proves the event described above actually occurred. The article, although written in a journalistic and emotional tone, is in fact purely a narrative of speculation and imagination. Until now, there has been no statement from HYBE labels, BTS representatives, or from Jungkook and Taehyung themselves directly, stating that such an emotional encounter took place, let alone that Jungkook cried in Taehyung's arms after receiving some supposedly soul-shaking words. In the context of South Korea's entertainment industry, especially in managing a group as massive as BTS, any form of such emotional interaction would normally be packaged into official content, documentaries, or press releases. The fact that not a single official outlet revealed such an event is a strong indicator that the story is merely a creative construct without any basis in reality. It's important to understand how speculative stories like this can spread widely and be believed by many, particularly because of how they are written in such a realistic and emotionally driven way. Elements such as fabricated quotes, room descriptions, internal staff reactions, and supposed comments from other members are made to appear real. In truth, all of it is purely fictional narrative without any factual foundation. Stories like these usually spread via social media, fan-based platforms, and viral clickbait videos that aim to target the emotions of fans. ARMY, being one of the largest and most loyal fandoms in the world, often becomes the primary target for such emotionally manipulative content that seeks only attention, clicks, and emotional reactions. Several alternative media sources have already issued clarifications that there is no official documentation about the said reunion. Moreover, the active military schedules of BTS members, including Taehyung and Jungkook, are strictly regulated under military authority, making such free and emotional reunions, as described in the article, nearly impossible without being recorded or officially announced by HYBE. Additionally, protocol within the Korean military system does not allow active personnel to attend public gatherings without formal permission, let alone in scenarios involving long, dramatic hugs or tearful encounters inside corporate buildings. Such things are practically impossible without drawing media attention or being stated via an official press release. With all these facts in hand, it is very clear that the story of Taehyung opening up and Jungkook crying in his arms is pure fiction. It may have been intended for entertainment purposes or as a form of creative fan expression. However, when presented as if it were real news, Such narratives can lead to massive misunderstandings, false hope, and even long debates among ARMY that confuse the wider public. Therefore, as intelligent readers and as part of a large fan community, it is crucial for all of us to always verify any information circulating, especially those involving deep emotions, conflict, or interpersonal relationships between BTS members. Always rely on official sources such as weverse, bighit music, or personal statements from the members themselves via their verified social media. It should also be noted that both Jungkook and Taehyung are very private individuals. If there were indeed personal issues, emotional reunions, or important moments between them, they would likely communicate them in their own elegant and respectful way, not through baseless rumors that spread wildly on the internet. In conclusion, the report describing Taehyung saying something that made Jungkook cry in his arms after a reunion is not true. It is merely a fictional narrative packaged as if it were real and, unfortunately, has misled many due to its emotionally charged and vividly descriptive style. Let this serve as an important lesson in today's digital era. Not everything that looks real is reality. Verifying information is the first step toward maintaining a healthy, mature fan community that is not easily provoked by sensational stories. We all love BTS, and the best way to show that is by respecting the truth and their privacy, not by spreading stories that cannot be accounted for.